Morning, people. How everybody feeling out there? Hopefully y'all doing well. Hopefully y'all are making it. Hopefully today is going to be amazing for you. And if it ain't, let's make it amazing in our own minds, all right? What I wanted to talk with you about today, I was just thinking about this. Um, Basically, life is better when we have resistance, all right? What do I mean when I say that? Typically, the reason why you look historically as to why disease persists, why or what class of people were seriously impacted by a super comfortable lifestyle, it was the wealthy or the elites. Now, there are a lot of other things to unpack about that, so we're not just going to blanketly say that. Poor people got sick too, mainly from malnutrition. But the one thing that historically is true, and that is people with less or with a degree of friction in their life tended to thrive a little bit better because of the fact that that resistance made them do two things: use their minds, their brains to continue to survive, and it only took what they needed. So they weren't plagued by a lot of the diseases and sicknesses that are as a result of a super comfortable lifestyle. Matter of fact, back in the day, they would call diseases that would take people out, like what we look at today, diabetes, obesity, those things. They would call them diseases of affluence, meaning that people who had too much would be plagued by these types of things. And so what the wealthy begin to realize in this country is that we're making it so comfortable for people. Nobody has to really do any manual labor anymore. And that was what was keeping people healthy. So the question is, what do we do about it? Well, for one thing, because kids no longer worked in the fields anymore or worked in factories, when the school system was established, physical education eventually became a part of the regime of the program. Even now, the fact that most of us who work have jobs where we're sedentary most of the time, um, we tend to deal with more health issues, more obesity because we're around people indoors all the time. We're supposed to be outside typically when it's daytime, not inside buildings. So we deal with that. So my question about resistance has to do with, what is your natural resistance? What do you deliberately do in your life that's difficult that will help you to appreciate the fact that you can live comfortably? It's like we're so comfortable now, we have to create artificial resistance in our life to balance things out. And this could be anything. It could be something as simple as a difficult puzzle, a difficult word search, exercise, resistance training, eating something bitter, making yourself go walk before you can have sweets, making yourself go walk before you can have your first meal of the day, making yourself earn things that come easily. In other words, I'm not going to do this until I do that. Because truth be told, without resistance, atrophy sets in. And atrophy ultimately leads to weakness, and weakness hastens our demise as human beings. So every day, do something outside of your wheelhouse. If you don't like politics, buy a book and read about politics. If you don't like rock music, buy a book and read about, or go to the library, or go on your phone, read about somebody in that arena. What you tend to find out is it's more interesting than you may have thought it would be at first. And it also creates that extra resistance and that wrinkle in your brain to keep ourselves to help promote neuroplasticity, or the flexibility of the mind, the same as we exercise our bodies. In the morning when you get up, give yourself a routine just like you did in school. Do breakfast, whatever you're gonna eat for breakfast. Make your eggs, sit down, read something for 5 minutes. At work, get up from your desk, go walk for 5 minutes. When you come home in the evening, do 4 push-ups. Do it consistently. Give your life some type of resistance so that, number one, there's delayed gratification, which is beneficial, and you appreciate it when you're able to indulge. Doesn't seem like it's just bland and dry and the colors going out of your life. Create resistance so you appreciate the good things. Because truth be told, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of us, we ain't getting it. And like I said, we don't do manual labor anymore, so those days are gone. So we have to do something to introduce resistance, which builds strength, builds character, builds appreciation. This is L. I'm rambling now, but I hope y'all have an amazing day. Love you guys. I want to say peace, bless, and always mind your business.